Hey guys, welcome back. This is George, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how you can tweak the thickness of your curve using attribute adjust float. So here we are in Houdini, we are in Solaris context, and the first thing we're going to do is create a SOP create node, and we'll just put line, and we'll dive inside, and let's create a line, and we got our line here. Perfect. So the next thing we need to do is calculate from top to bottom or beginning to end how this is going to be mapped. So when we start putting our graphs and our different things, we can properly remap this into our width of the curve. So the first thing you want to do is add the attribute curveu. And the easiest way to do that is with a resample node. So here we create a resample node, and right off the bat, if we go down here where it says curveu attribute, and now we can see that this curve attribute is created. So let's take a look. We'll put a marker and we'll do curveu, and we can see that curveu goes from 0 to 1. Or let's do a different, instead of text, let's do color. So you can see here, curveu is, this is the bottom, and then this is the top. So that's how we know it's properly mapped. And then the other way to check, if you press Alt 8, you get your geometry spreadsheet, and you can see that curveu is 0 to 1. So perfect, that's what we need. And then the next thing we're gonna do is create our attribute adjust float. So we just type in AAF and it gets us to the node. All right, and by default we have pscale. We don't need that, so let's choose the curveu. Once the curveu is set, we're going to change a couple parameters here, and what we're going to do, instead of adding, we're going to do set always. Again, you can change these, but I'll put that for now. In the pattern type, we're going to choose remap attribute, and then when we scroll down, instead of source, right here in the remap attribute, instead of mask, we're going to choose curveu. Perfect. So this is pretty much almost done, and then the other thing we need to do is create some thickness, and for the thickness we'll just create a PolyWire. Perfect. And it's the same thickness throughout. That's not really what we want, but let's do a couple things here for the divisions. Let's bring it up to maybe 16. And in the wire width, this is what controls our width, but we want the curveu attribute to control that. So what we'll do is go right here, instead of constant, we'll choose attribute, and it's set to pscale. We'll change it to curveu. So now we can see that it thins out at the bottom, and that's because our graph here is set up that way. So now if we just kind of tweak things around here, we can start adding some points and tweak our curve. And we could also change it to a B-spline. And that's pretty much how that works. There's another node that you can do that with, and it's the wire node or wireframe. Now it's called just wire here, and we'll connect that in here, and that's the same idea. So we'll go and create a attribute, select the curveu, and now if we take a look, we can see that it's creating the wire for us. This one's a little bit different. It's a different type of calculation, and then this one is more like a polygon. So I just turned off this, and it's kind of like a NURBS curve, right? And we could cap the ends, and there you have it. The other way, without having to use attribute adjust float, is you can create a sweep, and we'll create a circle connected to the second input, and then the first input would be the resample. And if we look at the sweep, we got the same idea here, except the sweep already comes with the apply scale along curve, and we have very similar effect. So this one's just a different setup. For me, I sometimes prefer this one just because I'm used to it, and this can be used for other effects as well. But in the sweep, you have it already embedded in there. So in other cases, when you start getting more complex with these modeling procedures and things like that, it can get quite heavy when you start creating like more dense lines, and if you gotta generate geometry for everything, it can get a little bit heavy. So I'll show you an example here. So instead, we're gonna do a sphere, and we're gonna change this to polygon, and we're gonna convert to a line, and it converts our sphere into lines here. And let's connect the resample here, and we have the same effect happening. So the moment we start adding more frequency, it starts to get heavier and heavier and heavier. Just scaling the radius, it's taking about like half a second to load. But yeah, if you have a lot of geometry and you're doing these dense lines, but you want to have a little bit of kind of thickness, you don't have to generate the geometry. Another thing you can do instead of generating the curve view is we'll duplicate this, and instead we're gonna use pscale. So now it's really light, but the moment we step back into stage, you can see that we have thickness here, and that is our scale for our pscale. So if I make this bigger, let's make the sphere bigger, step back, you can see that we do still have that same scaling on the curve, but it's super light. So I can add a lot more geometry. Let's put 16 here. We step back, you can see that that's all still showing up, and it's really light. It doesn't take long to load. Let's pin this here. I could mess around with the thickness, and it's responsive. All right, we can make it thicker or thinner. The point is that you don't have to generate the geometry. Like if it's really, really dense stuff, it's probably not even worth generating the geometry. You can do it at the render time. So if we go back and we step out of here and we add an area light, and let's turn on our Karma XPU. All right, this is the wrong side. Let's bring it up here. And let's turn this black. You could see it's rendering like geometry. So I would definitely go this route if you're gonna be doing really dense kind of meshing of lines and things like that. I would do it that way. But if you have to be super close, and maybe it's like you have complex shaders and things like that, and maybe you don't need that much geometry, like the other way, it also works as well. I would just not use as much geometry. We can convert it here, right? And then just scale it up. You see, it looks very similar. So, but yeah, that's how you use the attribute adjust float. There's still plenty of other ways that you can use it, but this is one way that I quickly get the thickness that I want for the curves, and I'm able to change the pscale as well when I'm just rendering lines. Well, that's it for today, and I'll see you guys on the next video.